Welcome back to Carolina Saltwater Living, y'all. Today's episode is brought to you by Buzz Fish Clothing Company. We're wearing these shirts pretty much all the time right now. I like them. They're heavyweight. These are 100% cotton. The ones that I've been showing off the past couple of videos. I do believe they have some 50-50 blends out there or something to that effect too. Just be careful when you put them in the dryer. I suggest don't put them in the dryer since these are 100%. So soft and comfortable. And cool little nautical fishing themes on the front and the back. North Carolina company, so we're plugging it. Today on the Pit Boss, spare ribs. Done simple like. We're looking for spare ribs tonight for supper and some fried popcorn shrimp. Might be an oyster festival going on down the road, but we like our shrimp, so we're eating that today. We'll have our own little oyster festival at another time. Guys, thanks for stopping in. Hit that like and subscribe if you hadn't. If you have, as always, y'all, we appreciate you. Spare ribs, that's what's going on today. Salt, pepper, onion powder. That's all that I put on these things last night before I put them in the fridge. And the butcher was good enough to go ahead and cut off the country style pork ribs off of there and some trimmings. So I'm going to cook those little trimmings separate. These will be appetizers early before the ribs are done. Lid down, set this thing on the Pit Boss app, which I really like. It's easy, connects really quickly. And if you hear some noise like construction in the background, that's exactly what that is. My less than legal neighbors are doing some addition to their rent house back here. Good neighbors, less than legal, construction workers. Give them food all the time, stuff like that. We're friendly back and forth, good neighbors. This gives me a chance to say we've got a beautiful privacy fence that we built. And they actually helped me build it. And I made sure to let them know that they were not the only reason we were building the fence. It wouldn't matter who the neighbor was. I would want a privacy fence because we came from living rural to living right here amongst everybody. On the same token, it's good to have a fence. That's all I got to say about that. So, 350, I sanitized it here for a little while. After cleaning it up a bit, washing my grates, we are going down to 230 degrees. I'm gonna try to have a little talk here while I'm cooking these ribs, and I'm trying to drown out the bass going on back behind me so I don't get any kind of copyright from my less than legal neighbors, whom I have no beef with whatsoever, other than the noise gets on my nerves every once in a while. But you got to remember, I came from living rural to now living right here where there's nobody else at 99% of the time except for my neighbors right behind me and a couple neighbors up and down the road. But what generally happens on a pretty day on the weekend is the alcohol gets to flowing, the music gets to pumping, and the last time it happened, the crack whores showed up, and so I had to deal with that. And y'all, I'm not being, what's the correct way to put this? You should be a good neighbor, not just when you need something, but all the time. And it also got me to thinking about this No Kings protest that's going on today. One of our vacation and neighbors came down and it said, hey, we just went over here to town and Lord have mercy, we like to never got through a sea of people hollering at us as we drove through. And I thought, thank God I don't police no more and have to deal with that bull malarkey. No Kings, I'll just call it anarchy. Anarchist against government. or what have you. I don't like big government either, y'all. Can't stand it. But I'm not out here calling for no authority of any kind. What you've got out here in these big protests are, for one, paid actors, a bunch of them. Then a bunch of people that have lost their way. You got the pride community out there. You got the anarchy community out there. You got the sovereigns out there. Let me tell you what's going to happen at some point in time, and it may be here before you know it. Didn't bring my Bible out here with me because this was kind of in the spur of the moment here, but I've got it pulled up here on my phone. And this is Isaiah chapter 9. And I'm going to start down here at verse 6. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government, I like to say it, will be on his shoulders. He will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the greatness of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this. For those that don't want any government of any kind, I hate to break it to you, but Christ himself, when he sets up his millennial reign, is going to be in charge of all things government. And it will be justice and righteousness. In other words, things that are not righteous will be nipped in the bud. Justice will be dealt swift and accordingly with however it needs to be done. So those folks that don't want just a little bit of justice and righteousness here now, those folks that want to live in total sin, bad news if you're around when Christ sets up his millennial reign. You ain't gonna be able to get away with any of that stuff. Now, here's the good news. Here's some good news for you. Ephesians 2:8 and 9. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. You are saved by grace through faith in what Christ did for us on the cross by shedding his blood, an atoning sacrifice for our sin, both yesterday, today, and forevermore. And for those that will accept what he has done, accept that gift to us of salvation, you are no longer slaves. I think that's what the No Kings protest is saying. No longer slaves, or something to that effect. Freedom. Freedom from death and hell. Freedom from the grave that's going to take all of us in there at some point if the Lord doesn't return for his bride before we draw our last breath. Freedom, y'all, that's true freedom. The government will be on his shoulders. It is foretold in the book of Isaiah. We know that it's going to happen. There won't be any No Kings protest when that happens. I promise you that. All kinds of topics are wrapped up into this No King stuff, from rights for certain types of individuals to basically not wanting any kind of fences or barriers of any kind. I wonder if that's in their own backyards. Like I was talking, we have a fence here because we want some privacy and security right here in our backyard, where we, try to enjoy it along with the other folks that live around us, or even just vacation. We try to make it an atmosphere that anyone can enjoy. But fences, we have to have them to keep out those that want to take something illegally. Now, do I blame that on the people that come here looking for something more? No, not at all. I blame it on the federal government. I blame it on them because they are the ones that are in charge of securing all of our borders, not just the southern one. I blame it on the people that are wealthy and employ cheap labor because they claim that nobody else will do the work. Bull malarkey. I know a boy right down the road here raising his youngin' all by himself. Hard worker, painted for a living, has cooked for a living, construction for a living. He stopped here the other day, won't know if I had any work. He's been everywhere, looking work, looking work, looking work. And the whole time, he won't get hired by the local contractors because they can't pay him as cheaply as they can pay somebody else. So number one, I blame it on the government for allowing it to happen. I don't blame it on the individuals coming. I blame it on the rich folks that are trying to get richer off the backs of people that are less than legal. I blame it on the slumlords that rent to them for more than what a rental is worth. I know that in my area to be a fact because I have spoken with several. I have compassion for people that are being screwed over. That's not a bad thing to say. I have compassion. I believe in righteousness, justice. I also believe in mercy. That's why I do not take offense to those folks that are less than legal here. A carrot was dangled, they went after the carrot. And it was dangled on purpose and has been forever. When I was a child, it was migrant labor force. Everything was done legal though. Everything was done by the book. That still happens today. And there are people I know in this community of all different walks of life and skin tones that do the same type of work. Some are just getting paid less and are willing to take it. You can read into that however you want. Back to the ribs, guys. Back to the ribs. Apple cider vinegar and Texas Pete. And our little appetizer pieces. Got those little appetizer bits unwrapped. They've been on there for a little over 4 hours now. Past hour and a half they've been wrapped up. And I put a little mixture of brown sugar and cayenne pepper on them. Put them back in there with the paper opened up just so that brown sugar can kind of melt and go down on those little appetizer pieces. We're showing off this Epic water filter bottle because we have a brand new one in the package that we're going to give away. This is the giveaway. I've been talking about it for a couple of videos. We're so grateful to have over 10,000 subs now, so we wanted to do another giveaway. All you've got to do to enter the giveaway is put a comment down below, hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed, make the comment say, I want clean water. I want clean water. That's going to enter you. We'll do a little randomizer thing to pull the name, and we will ship a brand new Epic water filter bottle out to you. We keep these things on hand just in case of emergency so that we can filtrate our water in the event of hurricanes and our county water supply gets contaminated. It's just a good way to make sure you've got clean water. Epic water filters out of Boulder, Colorado, made in America. Japanese river shrimp, fried.
It's so good.
Good. I over fried on my hair because my grease was pretty hot.
Not really. Yeah.
Too good. Hush puppies from the leftover. Look how airy those are. Let me have a taste.
Already had a taste.
Tastes like fried sweet hush puppies. Good. I could be happy with just the shrimp and the hush puppies.
But you picked ribs, which is why we're not having anything else with.
Yeah. Check these out. Isn't that pretty? You can't see it from your side, but the bones are drawn up here on the other side. Let me just cut down through this rack. Look at that. That pink smoke thing. Look, I'm goofing up here. I think you're supposed to flip them over, some people say. Let's see where you're cutting. There we go. Now, extremely hot. Hadn't let it rest. I just finished them up, wrapped them up, threw them back on the cooker. But let's see what I ended up with. If I can even take a bite, it's so hot. Before I bite it, while y'all are drooling, Duke's. I use that Duke's Sweet Georgia Heat. And yeah, you can make your own sauce. You can use a craft sauce. We like it. We're using it. Oh, you're filming. You're not supposed to be eating. People won't be able to see this. Look at that.
That's good.
Comes off the bone. Still got a little bit of bite to it. Have one more. Probably one of my favorite things in the world. But y'all, I didn't use any particular 3-2-1 method, nothing like that. I went about at 230 degrees all day long. I wrapped them when I saw that it was time to wrap them, when there was a little bit of flex in them. Kept them spritzed with apple cider vinegar and Texas Pete. This is our meal tonight. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. We'll get back to you. And enter to win the epic water filter bottle. You know how to do it. Y'all have a good day and a great week. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. We will see you on the next one.